And we make it through yet another week. Good morning, boys and girls. It's Friday, the 25th of September 2020. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from the Chapel Hill Marina here in Lincolnshire. We had some power issues again this morning, I'm afraid. Yeah, we were all right for almost 48 hours, actually, and ran about 8:05 this morning. There I am, sitting in the living room watching the delightful Nagamon Shetty, and click! Off it all went. It came on about 15 minutes later, and I spoke to Sylvie on the phone, who is queen of all caravans. She's always a pleasure to talk to on the phone, and they think someone's got a dodgy appliance in one of the caravans, and every time they switch it on, everything goes off. Now, I know it's pretty sure it's not me, because I'm sitting there doing nothing. There's nothing in here on at that point. 8:05. Usually I'm in here about 8 o'clock, but it was about a few minutes late, and I hadn't actually managed to move in here. So I was quietly there watching the telly and having my breakfast, and all the power went off again. To be honest, if it hadn't been happening over the last week or so, I would have put it down to the wind, because it's very, very windy last night, and even now, because I'm on the edge of the caravan. I'm in a caravan, incidentally. I'm on the edge of the caravan, so I take the full force of the wind here. And believe me, those windows do rattle, so you might hear that once or twice. Although the actual caravan itself must be very well anchored down, because it doesn't move at all, literally. Even now, as I'm sitting here, you would expect the curtains to move a little bit in the wind, but nothing at all. But it can't be, I don't think so. That's what Sylvie thinks. Sylvie thinks, who's queen of all caravans, she thinks that someone's got a dodgy appliance in one of the caravans, and every time they turn it on, or at least now and again when they turn it on, it knocks everyone off. We kind of hope that someone's going to realise that it's them doing it and stop using the damn thing. But there we are. That's where we are with that at the moment. All right, so if we disappear, if suddenly the show goes off, hang on there, give it 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe, okay? Usually it comes on within a couple of minutes if someone's realised and they go and flick a switch somewhere and it all comes back on. Give it 15 minutes. If 15 minutes go by and we don't reappear, then that's it. All right, my darlings? You won't need to do anything, incidentally. So the screen you're watching on should automatically burst back into life when we come back on. You haven't got to do anything, refresh any pages or anything like that. Unless, of course, you're watching on a telly. I think it might be a little bit different for people watching on a television set. Okay. Well, our main headline this morning, as you saw, was Michael Jackson. Who would like a little Michael Jackson memento? Eh? Would you like something like that? Now, I'm assuming you'd want something perhaps like a signed photograph. Maybe an item of his jewellery that, I don't know, went for, what's those, one of those, auction or something like that. Perhaps a pair of his glasses. Even one of those lovely jackets that he had to wear. A lot of these entertainers that are on the telly have the most marvellous jackets. Barry Manilow, for example. Michael Jackson. Who else had jackets like that? Cheryl Cole, some of her costumes. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. What would you like of his, I mean, would you go down as far as perhaps a fingernail? Is that a little bit creepy? Or a lock of hair? Maybe a tooth? No? Not liking the sound of that? Well, how about this? In the Daily Mirror this morning, it's an item surely no Michael Jackson fan would want to see, let alone own. But a blood-stained IV drip used to administer drugs from Jackson's bedroom during his final days alive is going to be auctioned off by some of his family. Now, they must be desperate for money or something. I can't believe this. In a shocking decision, his cousin, Marsha Stewart, has put the item up for sale alongside other items in what appears to be an attempt to cash in and drain every last bit of income from the global singing star. Las Vegas memorabilia expert team. I wonder if it's the same place I went in. If you go to Vegas ever, there's a couple of memorabilia shops in there. The best one is in, I think it's in Caesar's Palace. They've got some shops in that's a hotel, incidentally. There's all lots of hotels in Vegas along that little along the road where everything's along this particular road, and there are a couple of memorabilia shops. One in particular, I think it's the one in Caesar's Palace. I wonder if it's anything to do with them. They've got all sorts of stuff in sale in there. Oh, it's wonderful. Signed stuff from the crew of Star Trek and films and posters. Oh, it's marvellous. I mean, you pay the money. You know, there's a few cheaper items in there, you know, like postcards and things like that. But generally, there's some blooming wonderful stuff in there. Anyway, Las Vegas memorabilia expert team hopes to get at least $2,500 for the fluid bag, which was used by Jackson and administered by Dr. Conrad Murphy in June 2009 during his daily drug intakes of propofol. I don't know what that is. Anyway, the disturbing lot comes from an auction of materials for Michael Jackson's father, Joe Jackson. I'm sorry, you know, if I had any respect for that family at all, it's just gone completely out the window. Why would you sell something like that? I mean, why would you even keep that? Wouldn't you dispose of that? There's some people that are just so money-orientated, it's untrue, isn't it? His niece and Michael's cousin, Marsha, admits that she took the bag from Jackson's bedroom days after his death during a visit with Dad Joe. The propofol, white milk fluid, had later dissolved, but Marsha claims that Michael's DNA remains on it as there are traces of bloodstains in the plastic tubes. I mean, what a thing to want to hold on to. I remember when my mother died and someone said to me, did you get any little mementos? Oh, yeah, you know, a couple of photos, some bits and pieces. Did you ever think about taking a lock of her hair? No, I would not take a lock of my mother's hair. I just think it's a bit creepy, anything like that. I really do. Besides, my mum probably don't want me to have a lock of her hair. Why would you want a bit of someone? Unless, of course, they want you to have it. When I die, please take a lock of my hair. You know, something like that. I don't know. She claims that the IV is the last one he had in his arm when he died. Although it is understood LAPD detectives removed medical equipment from the crime scene hours before Michael Jackson passed away on June the 25th, 2009. Good God, 11 years. I remember that day. I remember that day. I was a big fan of Michael Jackson's. Forget the whole blooming paedophile thing. I'm not interested in any of that. I just liked his music. You know? I really did. If you was at a mobile disco or something like that and you couldn't get this damn crowd up, you know what they're like at weddings? Oh, I don't like that one. Have you got anything we like? You go through every genre. Nothing works. And then you pull out either Michael Jackson or Elvis, one of those two, and that almost guaranteed 99% of the time to get some people on the floor. Then the song finishes, you put something else on, and they all sit down again. Oh, don't like this one. Joe and Marsha kept the medical equipment in his home until his death in June. What's that? Well, they just said, oh no, that must be that must be Joe. His father died in June 2018. Joe and Marsha kept the medical equipment in his home until his death in June 2018. So that must be his dad when he died then. Jackson's doctor was later convinced of involuntary manslaughter after it was found he gave the star excessive amounts of drugs. So there we are. But I mean, it's not something that I'd want to own. I mean, even if you was like a massive Michael Jackson fan, why would you want a bag with bits of his blooming blood on it? Oh, I don't know. What do you think on that one? Is that something that you'd like, really? Well, would you? It might be something around of me. I don't know. Perhaps you could have, like, they take my blood a couple of times a year at the hospital. If they've got half a tube of that left, does anyone want to buy that at all for a super chat? Should we say £25 for that? I might have an old tooth laying around somewhere. That the tooth. I became the tooth fairy. Did you know that? When I was a little boy, I used to see this fairy come in and give me money for my teeth. I thought, I want to be one of those. Oh, Lord. Let's say hello to some of you this morning. Morning to Jason Hughes, Tony King, Diane Jeb, DSLGD2, Mike Responso. Good morning, Mike. Mike sent an email. And he was mentioning Wednesday's show. He sent this yesterday. I was waiting for you to appear, Mike. He said, just watching Wednesday's show on Catch Up, as I can't watch live, he's at work now. Really enjoyed the little video of your walk around the river and the locks, which you saw, of course, on Wednesday. Brilliant. Reminds me of Hammy Hamster's River Adventures. Do you remember that? That little hamster. They had this little stream. And they used to chuck this poor hamster in it and tell it to act. I felt sorry for the hamster. They got through 8 of those. They all drowned. Terrible, really. So you don't know. I'm not being racist or anything, but all those hamsters look the same to me. I hope that you don't consider that a racist comment. There'll be a little left-wing group somewhere for hamsters' rights or something like that, Possibly a branch of the RSPCA. Who knows, darling? No doubt that will be... Naga Munchetti will talk about that tomorrow morning. Chris Reardon's United Kingdom talk racist against hamsters. Terrible. Oh, well. Hammy Hamsters and River Adventures from the 70s. You should do more videos of the area. Bracknell, maybe. So thank you very much for that kind comment there, Mike. I do have a particularly good video to show you today. Now, I do feature in this video, I have to tell you. But also, small people feature in this video as well. You will want to see this one. It's quite amusing. I'm sorry, I can't give that away any cheaper than 25 likes for that one. 25 likes. And if we don't get 25 likes, that's okay. It's okay. Won't show it. Won't show it. So we got that. We got a photo from John Parrish. John sent, he looked like he sent 2 photos, but only one came out, John. One was just a blank square box and the other one came through. So 2 items to show you this morning in exchange for 25 likes this morning. I doubt that we're going to get that, actually, because I don't think we've got enough people to watching this morning to manage to get us up to 25. But we'll try. 25 likes, for example. Okay. A morning to Mike Responto then. Mick Davenport, good morning to you. Mandy Davenport, morning to Mandy. Oh, Mandy. There's Jeff next door. Yes, fun and games with the electric this morning. Your electric would have gone off as well. Always a good idea to report it, Jeff. Just ring up Sylvie, so they don't know it's not just one person moaning all the time. Otherwise, they might think it's just one caravan, you see. It's the whole row of us here. The bloke next to us as well. Next one down. Ken and Elaine, the next one down, and the one on the end there. And also some round the corner. We're all on the same circuit, which keeps tripping out. It's most annoying. Most annoying. Let's just hope it doesn't happen on a really cold night when we've got the electric heating on, Morning to Andy V. Morning to you, Andy V. Hello to you. Scrolling down. Where are we now? Is there any more names there? Little Mick. There we are, chatting to each other. You enjoyed that, did you, yesterday, Andy? Well, I hope, let that be a lesson to you, Andy. Please don't make comments like that again. It made me very unhappy. I even questioned my belief. I questioned my belief because of your comments yesterday, darling. But I thought, no, I'm not having someone upset in my life saying Father Christmas doesn't exist. I will continue to believe it because it makes me happy. Here's a happy face. Can you do a happy face like that? Oh, Andy's got the bricklayer coming. Photos, please. Let's see how good looking he is. Morning to George Bond. Morning to Michael Pullman. Morning, Michael. Well, you talking to each other there. You carry on, carry on. Morning to 2 tickets, Gary Ross. He's got a cup of tea, settling down for another few, another little show there. There's Christopher Williams. Morning, Christopher. Christopher Williams, what happened yesterday, mate? Literally, as the final film was rolling, you shouted bingo. You must have been like, you were at least 5 minutes behind everyone else. I don't know why. Just check your clock, Chris. It's just almost 9:01 now. That should be the time where you are now. I don't, because this happened to you before. To be fair, didn't it? It happened to you before. You claimed bingo, and it had happened like 5 minutes before you claimed, so you missed it. That being said, I did see you claim while the thing was going on, so you haven't fallen off the system. I managed to stop that happening, but I don't know why. Because is that twice or 3 times you've done that, and you're the only one this is happening to. This hasn't. Yes, no, I lie. Happened once to Adam the plumber, but he realised he wasn't paying full attention. We do require full attention for this show, I'm afraid. Is that everyone? Have I said hello to everyone there? Daniel Woodhouse, good morning to you. Bum, 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 bum. Michael Lawrence, morning, young Michael. Mr. Tech Sparky is there. Rofopol is given to induce anaesthesia in surgical patients and sedation. What, he wants some of that before he goes onto stage, does he? What a strange thing that is, isn't it? Morning to John Parrish. Morning, John. Is that everyone? I think that's everyone there. Where's DJ Chris this morning? Morning to Denise Andrews. Morning, young Denise. Hello, darling. I think that's everyone there. I thought I saw DJ Chris somewhere. I can't see him now. Never mind. That's all right. That's all right. I can't see Chris, DJ Chris this morning. Just Christopher Williams. That's it. Good. Excellent. Now, what else have we got here? Yeah, as I say, really windy last night. And I was woken up by the rain, not pitter-pattering on the roof. Absolutely chucking it down. Good morning, Fran. Absolutely chucking it down last night it was, and it went on and on and on and woke me up, and it's so nice just pulling that duvet over. Still got the summer one on at the moment, which I'll change. I'm going to change the bed sheets today before I go back down south, and just nice to hear the rain coming down on the roof, which Jeff would have heard last night as well in his van. It's lovely. Last night, at Maureen's recommendation, is Maureen with us yet? I watched yesterday afternoon with my lunch, I watched Land Girls on the telly, which is on the BBC iPlayer, and that's about these girls. It's wartime, situation is wartime, and they're going out doing fields, collecting food for the country, really. And there's one particular posh one, and it's all a bit below her. Do you know what I mean? It's quite funny. Do watch that. It's very nice. Lovely setting. Land Girls, as recommended by Maureen on the BBC iPlayer. We were going to go to the beach last night, but I think they were a little bit too cold to go, so we didn't go in the end. I went over to Gary's. Had a bit of an accident. had a bit of an accident, and the run up to the accident is actually one of the things I wanted to show you today, but only in exchange for 25 likes. There is a video I made yesterday which will amuse you. I know it will amuse you. Okay, so get your likes up for that. Thank you very much to Gary, my nephew, for getting my beans and smash from the tin shop. For mash, get smash. I've got real potatoes at the moment I'm trying to get through. I might have to chuck them away now. They're starting to get roots. And how long do the roots go before you have to chuck them away? They're like little knobbles at the moment. Little roots are coming out of the potatoes. I usually just wipe them off and give them a bit of a scrub and cook them after that. You know, don't chuck them away or anything like that. Okay. Morning to Sherry DMP. Good morning, young Sherry. Hello to you. And Heidi Young is in the house. Good morning, Heidi. 4:30 it woke me. It was wild wind and rain. It certainly was. We lost the power again this morning. I thought it was all fixed after we went for such a long period of time and everything was working, and then round about 8:05 this morning, click, off it went again. I don't know. In actual fact, some of my it's working now. Some of my Wi-Fi devices weren't working after the power came back on again, but never mind. 18 likes. Well, we only want another 7. Another 7 likes and I'll show you those bits and pieces. We have a new pop star in our midst. Midst. Is that the word? Midst. We have a new pop star in our midst. She has had a go before. You may remember when she did that Disney song with Peter Andrex. Yes, boys and girls, Katie Price. She's back in the recording studio. I bet you can't wait, can you? You can't wait. Christ knows how much that engineer is going to have to work on her voice. Here it is. Katie Price in the Sun this morning has been wheeled back into the music studio to record her album Put Me Back Together. Well, it's you that keeps pulling bits off, my love. Isn't it? She's 42, it says. She's long harboured dreams of being a pop star, and she arrived at the Soho studio in her wheelchair. Well, I think, I'm not being funny, love. I know that, apart from the fact you don't sing too well, 42 is a bit old to start wanting to become a pop star, isn't it? I mean, you've got to be like young and pretty, either boy or girl, haven't you? You know, I mean, Britney Spears was one of those. Justin Bieber was just a little boy when he started. I mean, 42, love. But you are a bit past it. It doesn't matter how much plastic you put in your face. You're a bit past it, aren't you? To become a pop star? What's that one she sang with Peter Andre? Oh, it was horrendous. I remember her. She came on this big stage in this white fur thing, holding his hands, and they started singing. Christ, what was the song now? It was a Disney classic, and she was so off key, it was untrue. The people at the telly didn't even... She must be so off key, they couldn't even bring her into key with their electronic devices. Dreadful. Peter Andrex and Katie Price. Do you remember that? It's about 5 years ago. Someone remembers that. Is John Aitken here? He'll know that one. What is the song that she sang, eh? Those years ago. Well, she's back. She recently broke both her feet in a nightmare accident on holiday in Turkey last month, and she'd been pushed into the London venue by the delightful-looking boyfriend, Carl Woods, who's the one she's with at the moment. Another one that looks like he lives his life down the gym, but so be it, you know. You could do so much better for yourself, sir. I mean, I'm sitting here waiting. She had to be lifted over a step to get in with Carl taking the handles and producer Rick Live hoisting the chair up from the bottom. Pricey is recording an album with the Flex DJ. I don't know what is that, Flex DJ, who remixed ex-Victor champ Sam Bailey's song Take It Out on the Dance Floor. Listening from behind the soundproof glass in the studio, he told Kate, and I quote, wait for this, "I think your vocals sound great today. Have you had any thoughts on what you want to call the album?" Is she like paying for this to be happening? Because if so, I understand why he's made that comment. Or else, in what other ways, I wonder, did she pay him for this? She answered, basically, I'm making this to help people get back together. Perhaps you should sing it to yourself, my love. Which one do you want to choose? There's hundreds. The revolving doors of Katie Price's bedroom. Rick replied, it doesn't make sense. Start again. What do you want to call the album? You plonker. After a moment of thought, I wonder how many moments that was, Katie said, I suppose it should be called Put Me Back Together. The name would be an apt one for Katie, who has had to undergo 6 hours of surgery to help her walk again. Oh, dear. Anyway, so that's coming out very soon. We can't wait, can we? Oh, Christ, no. We can't wait. Oh, look. Oh, let's show you a picture of that. Now, you know, not me to criticise anyone or anything like that, but here is a picture of Katie and the producer. Okay? Now, you know what sort of bloke she likes. Oh, hang on. You know what sort... What's going on here? You know what sort of blokes she likes, you know, young, pretty blokes. Here is the producer of her record. I wonder how she managed to get into the studio with that one. And the boyfriend's there as well. Maybe she's doing two at the same time now. I don't know. We're not one to criticise what other people do in their private lives. It's just when it's plastered all over the papers, that's when I object. It says Pricey is no stranger to the music business, having launched several assaults on the charts over the years. The most successful was her duet of A Whole New World from Disney's Aladdin with then-husband Peter Andrex in 2006, 14 years ago. And a whole new world. Oh, it was horrendous. I remember seeing it on the telly. The song was released on their K&P Productions album. Oh, Christ. Peaked at number 12 in the charts and spent 3 weeks in the top 40. Well, it's not exactly on the sort of same level as ABBA, is it, my love? But, you know, number 12. I haven't been at number 12 in the charts. Good on you, girl. Her 2010 track club anthem Free to Love Again hit the number 60 spot, but left the chart the following week. Well, again, Who am I to criticise? I haven't had a song at number 60 in the charts. Good on you, lady. She also completed for a place in the 2005 Eurovision Song Contest. At the time, she was heavily pregnant with son, Junior, and performed on stage in a tight pink leotard to show off the bump. So there we are. Will you be buying that at all? Or no one buys songs anymore, do they? They download them all now, don't they? It's all downloads. All downloads. Oh well, good luck to her, mate. Let's have a look there. Thank you, Heidi. Well, it's not just me. It's not just me. I don't think they know what it is causing it. The electrical dropouts. But as I say, Sylvie thinks the bloke on the site who fixes everything, he's a nice bloke. Old bloke he is. Lovely man. He thinks someone's got a dodgy gadget in one of the caravans, and that's what's knocking everyone else, unfortunately. All right. There we are. Let's just scroll down there. Nothing of interest there, really. Where's John Aitken this morning? Daniel Woodhouse said she'd blow a speaker. In that case, it would be an after-dinner one. You don't know, do you? Oh, I don't know, dear. I don't know. Bradley Walsh, talking of stars. What do you think of this? Bradley Walsh. Looks like it's him going to do blankety blank, blankety blank, boom, boom. I mentioned this a couple of mornings ago. They were looking for someone to do blankety blank, and a few names were up there, including Ryland Clark. Please, no more of Ryland Clark. Please, please, no more Ryland Clark on the telly. Just leave him in a little corner on his own to please himself. Doesn't entertain me. Bradley Walsh does, though. I think he's brilliant. I think Bradley Walsh is very close to being the modern-day Bruce Forsyth. OK, he doesn't do the singing and the dancing, does he? But nevertheless, he's got that. He's absolutely got it. What? Bradley Walsh has landed a £2 million boost, making him the UK's best paid presenter after Ant and Dec, and of course me. You know, millions I get for sitting here talking crap for a couple of hours each morning. The popular star just signed a 6-figure deal to BBC's Blankety Blank. Blankety blank, blankety blank. I wonder if he'll ever have the long microphone. But you see, the thing is with Bradley Walsh, he will make the show his own. He won't try and copy anyone in its past. It was great, blankety blank. All the hosts. Terry Wogan, of course, first, followed by Les Dawson. Then we had Lily Savage. And now we're going to have Bradley Walsh. I think it's great. He's leapfrogged the likes of Graham Norton. You see, Graham Norton, to me, I think it's very average. I don't like his look. I really don't like his look. It's dirty. That horrible little grey beard is just horrible. Not for me. Anyways, leapfrogged the likes of Graham Norton. Philip Schofield. Good. About time someone knocked him down a peg or two. And Gary Lineker. Nice. You see, I've met Bradley Walsh. I was doing a quiz at the King's Head Theatre Bar a couple of years ago. It's about 3 years ago now. And I was running around with my microphone reading out the questions. And I needed something from behind the bar. So there was a bit of a crowd in front of the bar. So I had to shout out over the bar, John, whatever his name was, could you get me that bottle of drink for someone? And this head turned round who was waiting for a drink. It was Bradley Walsh. It was Bradley Walsh. And he looked at me. I said, oh, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to push. And he said, no, that's all right, mate. I can see you at work. Don't worry about it. Like your jacket. We had a bit of a chat. And he's very, very ordinary. He is, as you see him on the telly. He's very, very ordinary. Lovely chap to talk to. Really nice person. Anyway, accountants filed by his Wing It production show. Its shareholder funds stands, and goes on about figures and all that business then. Bradley regularly polls internally as one of ITV's most liked stars. Yes, well, what? Why not? He don't do anything wrong. He makes us laugh. We like people to make us laugh, don't we? You know, I'm a fan of Naga Monchetti, but does she ever make you laugh? No, not really. I tell you, she does try. She does try. But unfortunately, with a co-host like Charlie, she makes these funny comments and he just doesn't get anything. He's such a miserable git, that Charlie bloke on BBC Breakfast. Can we get rid of him, please? Can we have someone a bit more happier? A bit more lively? What a miserable git. It says viewers adore him and he can turn his hand to pretty much any form of broadcasting. And we've seen that. One minute he's playing he's acting in Doctor Who. The next minute he's hosting, what is it? Tipping Point, that thing on ITV. Countdown, I don't know what it's called. He hosts that quiz show on ITV. He can do anything on the telly. Anything. Worth every single £2 million? Good. Good on you. I'm glad you got that £2 million. You know. When I see people hosting football shows, and that's all they do. Couple of shows a week about football, and they're on £1 million. No, that's not value for money. Not at all. And of course, he's been with his son as well in this programme, where they try new things out, don't they? Can't remember the boy's name now. And that's good as well. The whole father-son relationship going on there is just really good. So I'm really pleased about Bradley Walsh getting his £2 million there. Not enough. There we are. John Aitken said, Bradley gave me a wink when I went to the Coronation Street set. He was on the phone, probably about the Chase job. Morning to you, John. Morning, John. Yeah, I said a wink. I know what you said, dear. Shocking. Scrolling up a little bit there. I didn't know that Bradley sings. No, I mean, I don't know if he sings or not. I don't think I've seen him sing. Has anyone seen Bradley Walsh sing? How about that? Something like that. Perhaps they could give him like an old-fashioned type variety show. Like what Bruce Forsyth used to do. Come on, sing a couple of songs, bring a couple of guests on, interview them. John Parrish said Bradley Walsh had a #1 album. What was that called then? Is that right? Jason Hughes thinks Bradley has a #1 album recently. Let's have a quick look. Bradley Walsh #1 album. Let's just wonder if that'll find anything if I type that in there. Bradley Walsh #1 album, Chasing Dreams. Oh, look at that. Chasing Dreams. Traditional pop, jazz, musical theatre and swing. Good God. It wasn't just an album. It was the UK's best-selling debut album. Well, I never knew that. Did you? Did you know that? Good God. And that was in... Oh, it's 2016, it says here. 8/12/2016, Chasing Dreams. It got to number 10 in the album charts, which is... that's all right, number 10, isn't it? Well. So he could do a variety show, couldn't he? I like the sound of that. Something like that. Some sort of variety show. Morning to Rachel. Did I see Rachel appear? Morning, young Rachel. George Bond in the house. Good morning, George. Morning to Ray Reynolds. I don't think I've heard him sing, Bradley. Yeah, Tony King. Bradley Walsh is a good singer. Denise says, I thought he was in theatre as well as he's an all-round great entertainer. He is the modern Bruce Forsyth, I would say. He's as good as him. I haven't heard him sing on that, but I can imagine how good he would be. Yeah. Excellent. Well, how's it going for the students, everyone? All enjoying your time back at college, are you? And university? I bet you couldn't wait to go there, could you? I bet you couldn't wait to sit there and learn stuff, sitting in those seats for hours on end in a great big hall, listening to some old git chatting away at the end, taking your notes, going back and revising. Oh, you love it, don't you? Or is it the partying you go for? You've heard that it's a bit of a drink-up club going to universities. Is it that by any chance? Well, I'm kind of wondering how many people will stay in the Scottish universities. Because we got this story at the moment. Students have been... This is going to go down well with them all, isn't it? There'll be a little focus group about this in one of their little universities, wouldn't there? They'll all run into their little safe spaces and discuss what to do about this. Students have been banned from going to pubs in Scotland as more than 1,000 self-isolate due to coronavirus outbreaks at universities. Now, I just want to point out, not making light of the whole coronavirus thing, because it isn't funny. Isn't funny. Youngsters have been warned that those who repeatedly flout COVID guidelines could be thrown out of university under new rules. Here's the bit. Students have now been asked not to attend bars and restaurants this weekend and are required to download the Protect Scotland tracing app. So they're saying you can't go to the pub. No parties, nothing like that. And I do wonder, I won't go further into that story again, because once again they go into that, they say the same old, they get a couple of lines of the story and then they go into what you can and do because of COVID-19. Same blooming stories, they're just filling up paper really. But I wonder, and it is a quote here, "We appreciate this isn't what students would have expected from their first few weeks at university, but it's critical that they play their part in suppressing the virus." You see, in particular, when I was working at Bluch's in London Bridge, we always had students come along on what they called Freshers Week, which I think is around now, isn't it? When they all go to university, they've never been before, they're new people, freshers. Okay, and they all go out every single night and they get, I'm telling you, they get absolutely wrecked. They used to come into the Bluch's, some of them with doing, what's that called, that three-legged, you know the three-legged race? Well, some of them would come in like that. Two of them would have tied their middle legs together and they'd be walking around the street like that, just for fun. I don't know what happened when one of them wanted to go to the toilet, but one of those things. So now they can't go to bars and clubs. They're being told not to go to bars and clubs. Well, I wonder how many of them will last then. Oh, you're going to have to do some work. Oh, dear. You're going to have to learn things. Perhaps you could put that time to better use, learning things. Do you remember why you went to university? Why you pay why you borrowed all that money? £9,000 a year, is it? Or something like that to go to university? Do you remember why? No, actually it wasn't to go and get drunk. That wasn't the idea. It is that you learn and improve yourself. It's not for everyone. That blooming idiot Tony Blair said everyone should go to university. I couldn't disagree more with that. People didn't want to go. But the parents heard old Blair going, oh, you want to go to university, education. We don't all want to go to university. Boring. We've done our school, out, get a job, get some cash. That's what I did. Unless, of course, you want to be a brain surgeon. Or perhaps a doctor of some sort of engineer type person designing the next Hammersmith Bridge, because we need a new one of those fairly quickly. If you want to do something like that, then yeah, go to university and learn it. If you think it's just one big blooming party all the time, you're in the wrong place, mate. And that time at university will be time wasted. You'll have a massive bill at the end of it that you're going to have to be paying off for years and years and years. Waste of time. Not everyone should be going to blooming university, but no one's bothered, are they, really? Mick Davenport says Bradley Walsh is better than Manilow. Right, let's do. Oh, we got some likes here. Okay, here come the likes, boys and girls. Got a couple of things to show you this morning. John sent in. He says he sent in 2 pictures, but one of them. I'll show you how it's come through, John. Let me show you. Then you'll. I don't know if this will help you, but. Where are we now? Hang on, I don't want to reveal your address, do I, to everyone? There we go, that's all right. There we go. Okay. So that's how the first photos come through, you see? Can you see it's a square? There's nothing on it. I don't know why. Which was supposed to be the Trevi Fountain. Am I right in thinking that's Rome? Trevi Fountain. So that didn't come through, but the other one did, which is a picture of Pope's Place. Here we go. Let's bring up a picture from John Parish of Pope's Place. There we go. Pope's Place. P-O-P-E, P-O-P-E, Pope's Place. There you go. All right, John. The other one, as I say, didn't come through. So thanks very much for that, John. Okay. All right. And also, we had a little accident last night. What a little accident. I'll tell you what the accident was after I've showed you the video. Have you ever played Buckaroo? Do you remember that? A little game from the 1970s, I think it was 1970s or 80s, or maybe both. Buckaroo. Woohoo! Yeah! Well, we decided last night to play a live version of Buckaroo. We're now going to play a live version of Buckaroo. This is the board game from the 1970s where you have to hang things on the horse and then it buckaroos. First of all, we need a horse. Hello? And then we need a small child. Who's it going to be? Right, okay. Harry Butler is the small child. And now we hang things on the horse and then it will buckaroo at a given point. Okay, start hanging things on the horse. Anything you want to hang on, anything at all.
Stop! I'm done on it. We need these with the seeds. Hang on it.
Buckaroo! 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 Buckaroo!
I'm gonna be on the horse now. I'm gonna be on the horse now.
Evie's turn.
I'm gonna play the loads
Just a
of
minute.
stuff.
Are you ready? Right, when we're ready. Who farted? Who was that? Did you? Who farted? You farted? Come on then. Up we go. Come on, Evie. Evie's been horse riding recently. Okay, start. One thing at a time. Only one thing at a time. Otherwise, there's pain and suffering. Buckaroo. Buckaroo! Buckaroo! Buckaroo!
The horse is going down. Another go for me.
They're into a game of Buckaroo. Face the camera. Are you just farting again?
Goodbye.
Thank you, Stacey. There's a little Evie at the end of that. I don't know why there was a low tone hum on there for some reason. I'm not quite sure why that was. But yes, so we had a good game with that last night. Someone had Buckaroo. Who was that now? Buckaroo. John Aitken had Buckaroo. That was good, wasn't it? All those old games we used to have. Mousetrap, Buckaroo, Monopoly's still around. You don't really see that Buckaroo advert. Do you still see Buckaroo advertised? You used to hang little things on it like what are those? Like the bowl top. Oh, what are they thing? You know, like half a barrel and things like that, and various different items are there. It was good, wasn't it? Eh? All right. How do you feel about this, girls? When you're doing your shopping, I must admit, I don't think it would bother me. It's not something I would do, but in Lidl. We love Lidl, we love Aldi. So cheap, dear, cheap. A Lidl shopper has left people horrified by his criminal behaviour at the supermarket's checkout till. Many shoppers have been shamed in the past for what they bought, but this time it's not the items the man has purchased that's causing the problem with people. It's what he's done with them that's left feeling people sick and worried. Very sick and worried. Someone took a picture and you can see straight away the problem. Want to see the picture? See if you can work it out from this picture. Here we go. Here comes the picture, boys and girls. Now, what is wrong here? Look carefully now. There you go. What is wrong there? Can you see anything wrong there? I'll give you a clue. It's the picture on the right. This one. Sorry, this one. Is that on your left or right? Is that on the left? That's on the right, isn't it? That one there. A little bit closer. Can you see what's going on there or not? Did you work that out for yourself? The man had placed his croissant. Notice the French accent there, boy. I'll do all the accent, all the languages. Bonjour, mon ami. Ouvrez les boulangeries. Je suis alors à la boulangerie. Oui. The man had placed his croissant, croissant. The man had placed his croissant directly on the conveyor belt. But he obviously thinks more of his cookie because he has managed to delicately balance that on top of the croissant and microwave rice, keeping it away from germs. You can't quite see that in the picture. He's literally got rice. Is it rice again? I think it was rice. Yeah. Microwave rice, croissant on top of that, and on top of that is a cookie. A cookie. Great niece Evie makes delicious cookies. They're really nice. She sits there mixing them up. Oh, beautiful things. It says, now in any other normal time, people will have a little less forgiving, but the fact that we are in the middle of a pandemic has sent people crazy, with one person branding the shopper a caveman. Captain Caveman! For his actions, telling him to put your in a bag. What's it got to do with a nosy old bag? Keep your minds to yourself. If he wants to eat it and die of the virus, that's up to him, isn't it? Others, here come the snowflakes. Others said his actions had ruined their day, and one person went even further to suggest that this is why we got the pandemic. Others pointed out that the conveyor belt may have never been cleaned. Ooh. In actual fact, they do clean those conveyor belts quite often, don't they? Although only if they have a quiet period. You know, you can't clean it in between every shop, right? It'd be the queue would be down the end, wouldn't it? Especially in Aldi. Another said, no bags, just germs and vibes. Someone else wrote, is it because the NHS is free or what? What is his behaviour? It just amazes me what some people write. It really does, you know. It's like there's some of the stuff that they come out with, you know. I don't know. I mean, it's something I wouldn't do, I must admit. Would you put your food directly onto one of those dirty things like that? It's not nice, is it, eh? Oh, gosh, vile things. John hates Monopoly. My favourite game is Scrabble. Now, I'm not very good, John. You walk all over me at Scrabble. I'm afraid I'm a three-letter word man. My mum was really good. She was very, very good at spelling. She won prizes at school for her spelling and all that. She was very, very good at that. And making long words and getting lots of points for them as well. I quite like that idea, Daniel. What's going to be next? Pin the tail on the Chris Reardon. Where each child, it's Evie, by the way. Who was asking that now? Heidi. The little girl's name is Evie. The boy's name is Harry. Pin the donkey. I could give each child like a towel. I don't know, made out of a tea towel, perhaps, with a little pin in it. And they could have to pin it on my bum as I run around them in the garden. I'll try and run away from them. I'm sure they would take great pleasure in that. You could do it with a sticky thing, couldn't you? Like a double-sided sticky tape type thing, couldn't you? Perhaps we'll do that, I don't know. As long as it's not too wet outside. I don't want wet knees. One of those things. What else have we got here? Oh, poor old Gary Lineker's brother is going to have to bail him out, I'm afraid. Now, I think this is incredibly sad. Those of you that used to go out in the 90s raving, as I did, you know, getting off our heads in clubs, not just in this country, but in other countries as well. Ibiza, I did the whole Ibiza thing, only once. I did the whole Gran Canaria thing 3 or 4 times. But these youngsters now are not going to be able to do that, certainly not at the moment. It's terrible, especially those that have just turned 18. You know, they've seen their sort of slightly older siblings, perhaps, over the years going out to all these raves. Not just in this country, as I say, but in other countries as well. Going on holidays, having a party holiday, so to speak, you know, where you go out every night of the week, get completely wrecked at a nightclub and then sleep most of the day, getting up again at about 6 o'clock at night. Oh, I did that one year in Gran Canaria. Nearly made myself very ill. But I still had a good time. Would I do it now? Absolutely not. You're joking. I'd be dead. It's something you can only do when you're young. Some people carrying on doing all this stuff when they're older, in their 40s, and I've lost 3 people actually, long time ago now, who have literally been going about their daily business after being out all weekend and have dropped dead. Literally dropped dead. Can't do it when you get older. But Gary Lineker's brother Wayne has left Ibiza beaten and battered after the pandemic has devastated his business on the party island. And I would imagine not just him. I had a friend of mine used to live on Ibiza. She was a drag queen. And she also had another little business in the winter where she made clothes for people. But that was just a sideline. Her main business was being a drag queen and a host on the island of Ibiza. And she would tell me that in the winter, you didn't want to be there in the winter. She says, it's dead. There's nothing. There's nothing on the island in the winter at all. You see, now to me, that's appealing. Okay? Because I like quiet. I like on my own, away from everyone and quiet. Unless, of course, it's family. That's how I am. That's what I like. But she hated it. And eventually she came back. Now, if they've not had the party season this year, which I suppose they haven't had, how many of those clubs can survive? You know. Anyway, Wayne, Gary Lineker's brother, is 58. He owns bars and clubs in mainland Spain, Tenerife and Greece, and has said they've all been closed for the remainder of the year. He announced last week he'd been forced to postpone the opening of his new venture in Dubai, which had been due to open this autumn, until next year. You see, the problem here is he's got all his eggs in one basket. You know, who would ever have thought? You might have thought, well, we might have a little problem in Spain, we might have a little problem in Dubai, but it's everywhere. It's terrible. In a post which is Wayne, I think, why do they keep going on about likes here? In a post which has received more than 19,000 likes. These people are just obsessed by likes all the time, aren't they? Honestly. I don't put something up there, oh, today's show has received, 25 likes. It's irrelevant to me. The likes are just for algorithms. It's not, I don't know. Anyway, Wayne wrote, adios Ibiza until next year. For the first time in 9 years of O Beach Ibiza's history, that must be the name of his club, I suppose, I won't be at the closing party. I've left Ibiza today, beaten and battered. Literally couldn't take any more. It's really sad. If I stayed, it would be just an emotional wreck at closing. They're hoping that 2021, the comeback will be spectacular. The post was accompanied with a picture looking out of a plane window as he left Ibiza this week. He, of course, criticised the new measures announced by Boris Johnson in a separate Instagram post. And you do find that the people criticising what Boris and the government have had to do, they do tend to be people that have been affected negatively by what's happened, by what's had to be done. In my opinion, what's had to be done. I haven't been working since March. I've not been able to work since March. I'm in a very fortunate position that I have income coming from something else. There's plenty of, and plus, I'm 57. I was coming towards the end of my entertaining in clubs anyway. I found it more and more difficult to deal with people, to be honest. I just used to get on my nerves. I want this, want that, want this, want that. Oh, Christ. That being said, I do miss standing there and doing it. I really do. But for someone younger and someone perhaps even worse middle-aged, say someone in their mid-30s who's only been a DJ or a singer or an actor, so many people are affected, really. It's all gone. All of it gone. All of it. All of it gone. Will it come back? Don't know. I think you go past the point of no return. People, because these damn councils continue to want to have their rates paid. And the people collecting rents on these buildings, they want their rent. They want their rent. And you've not been able to pull anything in. Bit unfair, really, isn't it? I think the council's probably the worst one. Demanding their rates. Well, there's nothing coming in at what we're supposed to pay with. Okay, close down. Very, very small-minded, I think, to be like that. Because once you've closed it down, then you're definitely not going to get anything in, are you? It may be that who knows what could happen in two days' time. They may have some sort of vaccine and everyone gets injected and we're all right in a couple of months' time and we can reopen. We don't know. Or it might be like this for 10 years. No one knows. Oh dear. And he goes on about Boris. That's just how it is though. But it is the people negatively affected and they're always saying, oh, why can't we open and all this business? I don't know. Anyway, Daniel Woodhouse says, I wonder if I'd be better off a drag queen, or in my case, it'd be a tight jean-clad woman. No, Daniel, I don't think that is a very good idea. I can't honestly see you as a drag queen, dear. I can't see myself as a drag queen. You have to have something special for that, you know. Mandy says, not a picture I want stuck in my head, Daniel. It's really not doing it for us. Eh? Oh, Lord, never mind. Now, is this an honour or is it not an honour? I'm not quite sure. How do you fancy having a fossil named after you? One or two old fossils sitting there this morning, aren't there? Eh? I can see you. Little fossils sitting there. As Doctor Who, Tom Baker fought the Daleks, we will exterminate the Daleks and Cybermen, robot mummies and gothic monsters, but his latest creature feature has taken the form of an accolade. Good. I like Tom Baker. He was my second favourite Doctor Who after John Pertwee. Tom Baker, he was funny, weren't he? The bag of jelly babies. And who can never forget when he made an appearance when we had the Doctor before the last one, the young lad. Oh, what was his name? Quite good looking. Can you remember his name now? Who was the young lad now? Played Doctor Who. Not last was Peter Capaldi, the one before him. That one. And I were doing this particular scene and Tom Baker appeared. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful to see him. Anyway, someone in Australia have named a newly found species of trilobites, a segmented sea creature from 450 million years ago in honour of the actor Tom Baker. Trilobites loosely resemble woodlice. I don't know if I want a woodlouse named after me. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. Their closest relatives include lobsters, crabs and scorpions. They fell extinct around 251.9 million years ago. The fossil was found preserved in shower rocks in northern Tasmania. Michael Pullman will know that area. That date back to the late Ordovician period. I don't know what that is. Mr. Baker said he was delighted to have the specimen named after him. Perhaps you could be named after a specimen or two, could you? Is that appealing to you at all? Would you like to be named? Perhaps when next time I give a specimen, I could do like a raffle or something, and the winner could be named after my specimen. Perhaps that's something you might like. I don't know. The researchers said Doctor Who inspired their scientific careers. It must be quite absolutely fascinating to have a job as a scientist or an astronomer, mustn't it? When you think about it, you know, not like something I do, you know. DJing and carrying on. It's pretty normal job, isn't it, really? Working in an office, accountant, banker, anything like that. Just normal jobs. Nothing exciting really happens, does it? You imagine being an astronomer and finding a new star that has never been seen before. Or some sort of scientific thing. I don't know, whatever. The cure. Can you imagine being the person to find a cure to the coronavirus? How would that make you feel? What a fascinating job that must be. You've got to be very clever to be a scientist, haven't you? Or something like that. I couldn't be a scientist. Not very clever, really. He says, I hope the Doctor Who world will celebrate this fresh honour and spread the news to those who live in remote places, said Mr. Tom Baker. Happy days to all the Who fans everywhere. The naming of the fossil is not the only time Tom Baker has been immortalised in stone. The 1977 Doctor Who serial, The Face of Evil, depicted his likeness carved in rock on the side of a mountainside. That's an old one. I love it. Do you want to be named after an old fossil? What old fossils have we got here this morning? I'm not here. I don't know. Thank you very much. All righty. What else have we got here? Be very careful eating licorice, boys and girls. This person in the Daily Mirror, it's bad news. I mean, I suppose really, when you think about it, anything that you kind of eat to excess is a bit dangerous. What about chips? I had chips last night. Chips. Chips and beans from Horncastle. Highly recommended. Chip shop in Horncastle, Rachel. Very nice. What's it called now? The, oh, Christ. The, I can't remember. Oh, no. Is it? I'll have to find this out for you immediately. Morning, Maureen. Yes, we were just talking about that earlier, Maureen. Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier. Have you only just joined us, darling? I have seen episode 1 of The Land Girls. I loved it. BBC. Horncastle chips. What's it called now? Let's have a look. It is Mermaid Fisheries. That's it. Mermaid Fisheries. Mermaid Fisheries. Very, very tasty. Beans and chips. Lovely. Harry was in there as well. We did like a little live stream on there. Little live stream from the car while Stacey was in the chip shop. Very, very delicious chips. Harry said, "Can we have them in the car?" No. We did a live thing on Facebook last night. Yeah. Anyway, you can have too many chips, I suppose. I've probably been having too many chips over the last few weeks. But a man has died from eating not chips but licorice. Not something I like. There's little licorice, all sorts, don't you? Little bassets, isn't it? Where they make little pictures of people and little models out of people that you can eat. All different shapes. They look wonderful. I don't like the taste. Licorice. Hate it. Well, a man in America has died after eating too much licorice in what is believed to be a medical first. The 54-year-old builder from Massachusetts in the US consumed 1.5 bags of black licorice every day. That's quite a lot, isn't it? Even I don't have a bag of chips every day. And it's funny, you know the chips I had last night, no problem at all with acid. The one I had the day before, terrible. It's got to be something to do with what they're cooked in, I reckon. Acid reflux. I had it really bad on Wednesday night. Much to the point, I went swimming and I had to finish my swimming early because it was just constantly coming up. It was horrible, horrible. But I had chips last night, fine, no problem at all. Strange, isn't it? Anyway, this bloke's died. He had too much licorice. He's 54 years old. Medics say he had suffered no symptoms before suddenly going into cardiac arrest, a heart attack, at a fast food restaurant. In the report, doctors noted that the patient had a poor diet, which included an unhealthy amount of sweets. Sweets. Chocolate. What's your favourite chocolate bar? Chocolate. Cadbury's Dairy Milk. Galaxy. Are you listening next door there, Jeff and Linda? Galaxy is my favourite chocolate. Galaxy. Do you want a pen? Do you want me to type that up on the screen so you know? Because Christmas is just around the corner. Galaxy chocolate, please. Otherwise, I'll turn my telly up. I saw the Jeff and Linda who were in the caravan next to me. What a day to come down, mate. We've had 2 weeks of beautiful weather. You've come down and brought the rain with you. Thanks very much, mate. It's unlucky, isn't it? But I gather the temperatures are improving at the weekend, which is good. Anyway, apparently this chemical compound is known, which is in licorice. It's glycoric acid, okay, which is the active ingredient in licorice, causes hypertension, hyperkalemia, metabolic alkalosis. I mean, and renal failure. Oh, you don't want that. You'll be on one of those machines, you know, sucking out your blood twice a week, wouldn't you, and putting it back in again. All these medical conditions were seen in the patient. All caused, they think, by too much licorice. The report also states that the patient had recently changed the type of sweets he was eating and had switched from fruit-flavoured twists to another type made with black licorice. And the doctor reckons the licorice was to blame, so do be careful how much licorice you're eating there, boys and girls. Chocolate for me. Chocolate for me. Milk chocolate. We'll have milk chocolate. Thank you very much. Who's going to offer me milk chocolate? Yeah, but Jeffrey, there you go. Sorry we didn't bring the sun as promised. Well, I mean, you practically, but you got here and practically the sun disappeared at that moment and it started pouring down with rain, Jeff. What have you done, mate? Not only that, you obviously was outside my caravan earlier turning my electric off. And then he then sends me a message saying, oh, our electric's gone off. No, it hasn't. You just turned mine off. So you get another 10 minutes in bed. Not be disturbed. Oh, gosh. I love it. I love it. Morning to Roy the boy. Hello, Roy. Nice to see you there. Nice to see you there. Are you allergic to anything? Yes, cat hair. Cat hair. I had 3 beautiful cats. But if I stroke them, I'd have to wash my hands immediately. Otherwise, if I touched my eye, oh, dreadful. And they also give you a problem with the asthma. I would love another cat. I find them very, very comforting cats. I really do. I have one down at the house. There is one that comes and visits me. I've named it Gary. He's getting quite fat. I think there's a lot of people feeding this cat. And it comes and it's so friendly. So friendly. Oh, have we got another suggestion of a chip shop here? Hang on a minute. Got another suggestion? I thought we had mermaids. Thank you. That's the one. Mermaids. There we are, Stacey. Morning to you, Stacey. Would it be the cure for the man flu cold? Who's got man flu? Who's got that this morning? Does it say there? It doesn't say there. Oh, hang on. Billinghay. On the way in. Hang on a minute. Oh, let me scroll up, see if I can find that there. Who are we talking to? Heidi. Mermaids. Heidi mentions mermaids. On the way in, a good chippy Chris. Are you talking about the mermaids one? If you are. It's quite nice, isn't it? I don't know if there is one in Billinghay, is there? Chip shop in Billinghay? I don't know. Let's have a quick look. Is there one there? Oh, yes. Chip off the old block. Oh, that looks nice. We haven't tried that one yet. That's not far from here, is it, Billinghay? Oh, there's a map. 1 minute. Map. Let's, how do I get that to go bigger? There we are. Chip off the old block. Walcott, North Kyme. Oh, yeah, we're getting close. 20-foot bank. I know where that is. Tattersall Bridge. I like that word, don't you? Tattersall. Sounds Chinese, doesn't it? Don't you think that sounds Chinese? Tattersall. Oh, that's Tattersall Bridge. What I could do, actually, next time I'm here is go there for the chips and bring them over, Gary. That'd be good, wouldn't it? We'll try that one. Thank you for that one, Heidi. Sounds quite nice. Good. Morning to Dylan Hutchinson. Morning to you. Morning to you. You're all discussing chip shops now. John says, my sister was addicted to licorice. No, not a very nice taste, that, is it? Do you like lemon bonbons? Or the other chocolate thing I like, Cadbury's, what are they called now? Chocolate eclairs. Oh, see how long you can suck one of those without chewing it. Chocolate eclairs. Thank you, Heidi. I will seek that out next week. Is that walkable from here? Billinghay? It's not, is it? It's a little bit too far to walk. I did a very, very long walk the other day. When I looked at it, I didn't think it was that long. But I'm now going to spread a little bit of magic on you, boys and girls. A little bit of magic. You're going to like this news story. In the Sun this morning. I know it's early. We don't like to see Christmas decorations in the shop yet. I certainly don't. I certainly do not like to see decorations up in people's houses more than 1 week before Christmas. However, in the Sun, with autumn on the way, cold nights and dark mornings are on the horizon, but there's something to look forward to. A Christmas movie channel on the telly. Yes? Oh, you like Christmas films, don't you? You do. And in this particular climate this year, maybe I'll even watch 1 or 2 as well. There may be 13 weeks until the big day, but you can still get your festive fix by catching all your favourite Christmas films in September. Sony Movies Christmas launches yesterday, September the 24th, screening nothing but festive Christmas films, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Is that for you? Hang on, I'm just listening to the caravan next door. Yep, I can hear jingle bells. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Ho! May I camper those elves? Oh, hang on. Text is rushing in here. Ticket, please. Oh, sorry, Maureen. Yeah, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. A lot of people with OCD, I think, really. And with the UK facing heightened lockdown restrictions, there's never been a better time to curl up in front of the TV. The channel will kick things off with screenings of Beauty and the Beast Christmas. A Beauty and the Beast Christmas, Marrying Father Christmas, and The Christmas Cabin. Other new releases set to grace our screens include A Christmas Eve Miracle, Christmas Cruise, Lucky Christmas, The Christmas Contract, and The Magic Stocking. Is that for you? The Magic Stocking? Who's wearing stockings this morning? Are you wearing stockings, Heidi? Do you wear stockings? My Nanny Hayes used to wear stockings and suspenders. Does anyone still wear those suspenders? It's the sort of thing I think that Mark Bowles would possibly wear, suspenders, secretly, you know, under his tracky bottoms. I reckon he would. There will also be themed weekends with categories, including Christmas comedies, Naughty versus Nice, Wicked Christmas, and Singing for Christmas. Announcing the launch, the channel said Santa and his elves aren't the only people working its stockings off. They are stockings again. To ensure there's enough Christmas content to keep you in a seasonal mood right now until the big day and beyond. Because really, when isn't a good time to give yourself a little festive cheer? Perhaps you could open that little bottle of... What was that stuff we used to drink? Baby Sham. Baby Sham. Cheap champagne, basically. Baby Sham. Do you remember that? Baby Sham. Little bottles, weren't they? And with a picture of a horse or a pony on them. Something like that, was it? Am I right? I can't remember now. This channel runs until January, so there's plenty of time to catch all the classics on there. All right, it's on Freeview Channel 50, Sky 319, Virgin 424, or FreeSat 303. So you can watch it on any of those. Christmas films. What's your favourite Christmas film? Have you got one? I like quite a lot. I like White Christmas. I like that. Stacey says, I think everyone needs a feel-good Christmas movie. Well, we showed ours earlier in the form of Human Buckaroo. Buckaroo! I think we did enjoy that last night. Oh, there's Mark Bowles there with his suspenders. Good morning, Mark. Mark Bowles. Brandy and Baby Sham. My nan loved them. Yeah, that's it. Hi, Heidi. Absolutely. Was it Bambi on there, John? A puff drink? Maybe so. Bad Santa is a good movie. I haven't seen that one. Oh. Christopher Williams, all chocolates are my favourite. Yum, yum. And in fact, I drank hot chocolate last night. Now, Chris, you must be running behind us all. Because we were talking about chocolates 5 to 10 minutes ago. This is why you're winning bingo and your call's not getting through. Check your clock, Chris. Are you synchronised with us here. It's now coming up to 1:10. If your clock's... Would you be behind or in front of me? It's 1:10 here in the studio. If your time is different to that, then that's why your bingo shouts are not getting through. Because it's happened to you 2 or 3 times now, hasn't it? Where you've won and your shout has just been like 5 minutes behind everyone else. Strange. Denise's house is full of Christmas decorations because she makes so many of them. She gives them away as gifts and sells them for charity organisations and things like that. Oh, thank you, John. It's time for the peels, isn't it? Let's do that now before we forget, dear. Wouldn't want to drop dead on you while we're doing this. Although it would do quite well for the likes, wouldn't it, Ren? That's better. Shall be on my wicked way down south later. Elf. Thank you, Rachel. Rachel's favourite Christmas film was Elf. That was a good one. Elf. I used to like that. Yes, indeed. Scrooge. Stacey. Scrooge. That's a good one. I really enjoyed. Was it last year? The new BBC's adaptation of Scrooge. It was excellent, wasn't it? Wasn't it excellent? I remember the BBC, they did this thing, Dickensian. That was it, Dickensian. That was on a few years ago now, actually. It's quite a while ago now. And I believe it started on Boxing Day and it went right the way through until the end of March or April. It was I think it was a half-hour programme. Excellent series. And they'd mashed all the Dickens stories into one long thing. It was amazing how they did that. We were hoping it was going to come back for a second series, but it didn't. I gather it was the logistics of it was all over the place. Any others one on there? Good. Right, I think we've got 2 more stories actually now. Kylie Minogue. Kylie Minogue story. She's got a new song out. Magic, which John Aitken likes. Kylie Minogue has praised her boyfriend for swooping in and saving her following her self-confessed breakdown. She's another one who had a breakdown, isn't she? A lot of these stars have breakdowns. You know, they're all out there smiling away, and people knock them down. And I don't think, and they think it's clever to criticise what they do and things like that. The 52-year-old Aussie pop star has admitted Paul Solomons, that's her boyfriend, had a baptism of fire their early days together when she fell ill on tour. She was forced to cancel a show due to sickness, struggled with the relentless pace of touring, and was still recovering from what she called a nervous breakdown, poor lady, after splitting from her then fiancé, British actor Joshua Sasse. Now, I don't know what she's like. I've no idea what Kylie's like. It's all very well saying, oh, well, I met her at a book signing and she was very nice. No, you need to know someone off the stage, so to speak. You know? I don't know what she's actually like in real life. Yeah. She had a lot of high-profile relationships. Jason Donovan, Michael Hutchins and actor Oliver Martins, it all says in the Sun here. She had some lovely costumes, didn't she? I bet she's got a new song out now, Magic. That one might come out. That one might come up in the... Oh, one moment, please. Oh, that's a good job. No, I've just got a reminder of my flu injection tomorrow. Yes. What have I missed, says Mark Bowles. Well, you should have been here. Very disappointing, Mark. We were talking about your suspenders earlier, darling. One more story and we'll do today's raffle tickets. A Brazilian man who transformed himself into a sinister creature, again the sun, with a series of extreme body modifications, is thought to have become the only third person in the world to chop off his nose. Ooh. I'd have quite a lot of nose to chop off, wouldn't I, you know? It would weigh a lot, my nose. I think if I chopped off my nose, I could possibly lose half my body weight. Do you think? And he's not even young. He's 44, this bloke, right? I'm not being funny. It's something you do when you're young. You start sticking those great big things in your ears and nose rings and all that business. I'm not a fan. I'm really not a fan of nose rings. I think they look dirty and disgusting. That thing in the middle they have, that great big thing, and the one on the side, oh, it's awful. They look dirty, nose rings. I'm sorry, they do. Not for me. Oh, this bloke's 44. He's not even young. He can be seen in pictures. Wait till I show you a picture of this bloke. Seen in pictures, sporting tattoos, piercing, and now a hole in the middle of his face where his nose used to be. Why would you even do that? Why? Why does someone want to look like that? He's been a tattoo artist for 25 years, and he says he typically gets black work tattoos, which involve having a large part of the body covered. He also enlisted a dentist to have his teeth sharpened and given a fang-like appearance. Fang-like appearance. Pictures shared on his Instagram account after his latest procedure showed him having a large chunk of his nose removed and stitched up. It's not clear exactly what procedure Michael underwent or where it was performed, and the risks associated are not clear. Michael's wife, who specialises in body modifications and has helped him achieve his look, claimed he's only the third person in the world to remove his nose. Right. Would you like to see his removed nose? Now, I do not know what someone would feel about this being attractive, but there we go. Look. No nose. I mean, isn't there stuff in your nose, like little hairs and all that, what stop bacteria and things like that getting in, and bits of dirt? There's him and his... Who is this girl? This is... Oh, yeah. It's his wife. Well, she does it as well. Right, here's the two of them. Now, actually, she don't look too bad. But she's done her eyes. Look, she's got her eyes all red. Because they can dye your eyes, can't they, as well? I mean, I don't mind a little bit of an earring or something like that, but it's just weird. Just weird having those things done. Would you have anything done? I would like a tattoo, you know, with great nieces and nephews' names on there. And nephews and nieces, and possibly mum and dad on one side. And my son, you know, but I don't know. He says, I don't think anything is so painful. I suffer a lot more in the post-procedures than at the time. Well, yeah, the recovery thing. He says, I do have a good resistance to pain. Well, good job you have, mate. The truth is that there are changes, and without anaesthesia, it would be impossible to have done. I would love not to feel any pain, but if I have to feel pain to achieve what I want, for sure, I will face it. Despite his dramatic appearance, which has seen him dubbed the human Satan, Michael is an active member of his church community and often goes around preaching the word of God and conveying the message of the Bible. Wow. Anyway, that's what he looks like. What do you reckon? When I did turn up once and I had these great big earrings and spiky hair. I think I was about 22. How old was I? 20, 21, something like that. I don't know. And I turned up at this social club to do their disco. And I could tell they were... I opened the door. Can I help you? Yeah, come to do your disco. Oh. Okay, well, you better set up over there anyway. And there was loads of old people in there, 60s. I don't suppose any of them are here now. This is about 35 years ago, something like that. And I did the disco, played them all loads of 60s and 50s, which I guessed what they wanted. And at the end of the night, the bloke came up and says, well, thanks for a fantastic evening. He said, I've got to be honest with you. We were really worried about what we'd let in when we saw your earrings. Just spiky hair. And I laughed, and, you know, that's just how it is, you know. You don't judge people by how they look, really, you know. And probably the same. I'm sure that bloke who's had his nose removed is a perfectly nice bloke, isn't he? Really? Oh, Jeff's probably popped down the co-op now to get me some chocolate, have you? Jeff. Oh, well, you look after my caravan where I'm away. Did you have a look at your plant, incidentally, Jeff? The plant, just as you go through your little gate on the right-hand side. Don't look very well. I kept watering it, but I don't know. I know, really, it doesn't look like it's taken it. It might be because of the shade that's in the caravan there, isn't it, really? Okay, let's do today's raffle tickets. If you'd like a raffle ticket, please speak now, my darlings. And I shall sort you out there. Let's just pull a few more out there. I mean, we've got... Oh! We all right there? What's happened there? Never judge a book by its cover. Absolutely, Heidi. Never, ever judge a book by its cover. You're so right. I just got a little problem with my monitor there. We seem to be coming still to you, do we? That's still working all right? Yes, we're working okay. It's my monitor. It's not your problem. There we go. All righty. 358. Who's getting ticket number 358? That will go to the delightful Mr. Jason Hughes. Jason Hughes, 358. Mark Bowles has got an eyebrow pit. You look lovely, Mark. You look. We were talking about your... Do you wear suspenders, Mark? I imagine you're one of those lads who walks around in stockings and suspenders under his grey tracksuit bottoms. There's plenty of those around. Oh, yes, there is. It's always a shock when you get a moment that happens. Fran Green, 359. Mick Davenport, 360. Tony King, 361. Maureen, 362. Diane Jebb, 363. Roy the Boy. Thank you, Roy. 364 for Roy the Boy. Nice to see you, Roy. Denise Andrews, 365. Scrolling now. One moment, please. Denise Andrews, 365. Mark Bowles, 366. Heidi Young, 367. John Aitken, 368. George Bonds, 369. Yes, Rachel. Rachel, 370. Dixon Cider. Well, you're new, aren't you? Where are you, Dixon? Dixon. Okay. Where are we now? Oops, dear. Feels like I'm made out of gingerbread. Thank you, Jeff. 372 for Jeff. Gary Ross, 373. Gary Ross. Is that one done? Okay. If I've missed anyone out, please speak now, my darlings. If not, then that's good as well. So if I've missed you out, please let me know. Meanwhile, let's do today's birthdays. Happy birthday on this Friday the 25th of September 2022. Oh, only one. Ryan. You've only got one birthday today, Ryan. Happy birthday, Ryan. Hang on a minute. Is it great nephew George's birthday today? Or is that tomorrow? Great nephew George. One moment, please. Might be his birthday today. Don't want to get that wrong. Oh, dear me. I'll never be forgiven. Where is it now? Are you on there, George? Oh, it's either today. Oh, no, it's tomorrow. Oh, thank God for that. I'd get a phone call from my niece. So happy birthday on this Friday, the 25th of September 2020 to Ryan Matthew Schultz. Happy birthday, Ryan. 32 years old today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Just one birthday today, gosh. Usually have a few, don't we? Now and again we have a day where there's no birthdays at all, which is a bit odd, isn't it? Happy birthday to my twin, Catherine Zeta-Jones, says Rachel this morning. There we are. What else have we got there? Is that everyone's tickets? We've got everyone's tickets there? I think we've got everyone's tickets. Excellent. Gary Ross, I've done you, Gary. Good. Okay, boys and girls. That's it for the main part of the show today. Now it's time for our little daily game of bingo. Someone now will win a second raffle ticket. How exciting is that? Possibly the most exciting part of your Friday. I know it is. All right. Okie doke. Get your bingo tickets ready, gang. Here comes the bingo board. There you go. Playing for a full house as always, gang. Not four corners, Mark Bowles. Not one line, not a line diagonally, not a line up and down, not a line left and right. A full house. That is all the numbers on your bingo ticket. Let me just check my appointment time for tomorrow. I think it was 20 to 11, wasn't it? Something like that, wasn't it? That's good, isn't it? You get a text from the doctor now. One moment, please. There we are. 10:40. Oh, at the Scout Hut. Why is it in the Scout Hut and not the doctor's? Oh, well. Yeah. Huh. 10:40 tomorrow. 10:40, so 8:45, 9:45. Yeah, we'll be there for a show tomorrow, okay? Be there for a show tomorrow. When is my birthday? 5th of February is mine. 5th of February. Okay. Just in case you're asking that to try and work out my password for something, don't. My passwords are a string of characters and numbers. They don't even make words. Oh, yes. Who's trying to impersonate me? You'll get put in prison. Ready then? Eyes down. Here come your numbers. As soon as I see someone's won the game, I will stop the game. Okay? I'll stop the game, and then you'll have 1.5 minutes to claim your prize. Here we go. Eyes down. Here comes your first number. 7 and 5, 75. 7 and 2, 72. 4 and 1, 41. 5-0, blind 50. All on its own, little number 4. 6 and 7, 67. 6 and 9, 69. 8 and 6, 86. 1 and 2, 12. All on its own, little number 6. 5 and 6, 56. 3 and 9, 39. 4 and 7, 47. 1 and 8, 18. No, Mark, love, it's the full house, Mark. What you need, Mark, is a lesson on how to play bingo. I'm very happy for you to come round here and have a lesson, my darling. In fact, as I'm going back down south, I'll be closer to you tomorrow. Closer than close. Do you remember that song? Rosie Gaines. Closer than close. 1 and 9, 19. Boris's Den, number 10. All the sixes, 66. Clickety-click, baby. 1 and 6, sweet 16. 4 and 9, 49. 3 and 4, 34. All the sevens, 77. 60, blind 60. Yeah, I've shortened the show today, Heidi, because I've noticed you've been lacking a bit, my darling. You should be doing grass and painting and all these other things, dear. It's no use using me. Oh, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry, partner, but I was watching Chris's show. No use blaming me, dear. You can have me on next to you while you're doing this work, although I must have full attention at all times. 8 and 4, 84. 6 and 2, 62. 4 and 8, 48. All on its own, one little duck, number 2. Quack. 8 and 2, 82. All on its own, number 9. Heidi. Perhaps you'd like some work. Would you like some help with your DIY? I'm happy to give help for DIY jobs. It'd be the worst thing you ever did, asking me to help you with DIY. Jeff's all right next door. You'll have to ask his missus if you can borrow him for a while. All the 5s, 55. 3 and 5, 35. 2 and 4, 24. 1 fat, morbidly obese, untalented Gemma Collins, number 8. 1 and 5, 15. 2 and 7, 27. 3 and 8, 38. Oh, there's Michael Pullman. You're a bit late for a ticket, aren't you, Michael? It's almost like you're not paying full attention, Michael Pullman. Very disappointed. 6 and 5, 65. 7 and 8, 78. I'll be round later with a couple of screwdrivers and an adjustable spanner, Heidi. All right, my love? 5 and 2, 52. I've got no more nails. That's very good at fixing things. And gaffer tape. 5 and 4, 54. 4 and 5, 45. Well, I know you're not playing bingo, Michael, but we did the raffle tickets about 10 minutes ago, love. Where have you been? Go on, you're watching the telly, aren't you? You've got me on in the background. How rude. I'm hurt. Hurt. 6 and 8, 68. 3-0, blind 30. 4 and 3, 43. Look at... Oh, that... Rachel's doing child abuse today. She's got her little girls at home, so they're doing the housework. Take that name, someone. 2 and 5, 25. 1 and 7, 17. 3 and 2, 32. 8 and 5, 85. All on its own, number 3. I think Sylvie, who's queen of all caravans, she's issued a declaration. She's issued an extra rule on this caravan that I'm not allowed to leave it and help people do DIY. Did I mention the electrical work I was doing the other day? 8 and 7, 87. All on its own, little number 5. 8 and 9, 89. 2 and 9, 29. 7 and 1, 71. 8 and 3, 83. 3 and 1, 31. Michael's driving. Are you driving at the moment, Michael? Ah, and yet you're still listening to the show. That's what we call a dedicated viewer or listener. 2-0, blind 20. 8-0, blind 80. 7-0, blind 70. All on its own, number 1. All on its own, number 7. 7 and 6, 76. 5 and 9, the Brighton line. Woo, woo. 3 and 6, 36. Oh, I do hidden wiring, Rachel. Hidden. You won't be able to see the wires here. They're hidden. Six and 3, 63. You want to see the cable that comes from here to the router. It's pretty obvious. 7 and 3, 73. 4 and 6, 46. 2 and 8, 28. 2 and 6, 26. 7 and 4, 74. All the 4s, 44. 2 and 3, 23. Can you actually hear that wind? Can you hear it or not? I turned it up. Turn it up. Oh, I'm full up there, am I? 1 minute. Let's see if I can turn that up for you. I don't think you can hear it, can you? Oh, well. 2 and 1, 21. 5 and 7, 57. All the 1s, 11. Put that in there, ready to take that back. 6 and 1, 61. 5 and 1, 51. 2 little ducks, 22, Denise, quack, quack. Ah, we have a winner, 6 and 4, 64. Okay, you got 1.5 minutes to claim your prize. There comes the clock. 1.5 minutes to shout bingo in the chat box. All right. Did you go, Roy? I wonder where you went then, darling. Da, 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 da. Do you know what? This is the back of a piece of paper. We had arranged to go to Euro Disney with my niece and her family. We couldn't go, of course. It was all cancelled. They were very quick putting the money back. Magic holidays, they were called. Magic holidays. Are you going to Sleaford? What are you going there for? Honey on toast. Oh, that sounds nice. Like a bit of honey. 1 minute and 30 seconds to claim your prize. Are you there? There we go. Scrap It Man is claiming bingo. It's nephew Gary Butler. Well done, Gary. Here's Gary's winning numbers this morning. 2, 5, 16, 18, 20, 30, 32, 49, 54, 56. Last number 64, 68, 77, 82 and 84. Congratulations to Gary Butler. 1 moment, please. Delete that game before we save that all to the stick. There we go. Well done, Gary. You get another ticket, darling. There we are. Ticket number 375. Gary, have I done Maureen's one? 1 minute. Oh, yes. 362 for Maureen. 375 for Mr. Gary Butler. There it is there, Gary Butler. At the bottom there. Congratulations and celebrations. Now I tell it, I love it. Bit of Cliff Richard. Do you like Cliff Richard? I never went to his flat. Is that all today? Let me check my emails. I think it's time to go. Is it time to go? Because I've got to do caravan cleaning now. Oh yes, we do caravan cleaning before we go. 1 moment. Yes, there we go. Got to do caravan cleaning before I go, so a bit of cleaning going on in the bathroom and what have you now, and I'll be on my way. I don't know if I'll go this afternoon or tonight, really. I'm not sure what time I'm going to leave, but there we are. Anyway, time to go, boys and girls. Thank you very much for joining us on the show on this Friday morning. That's really loud in here. Hang on, there we are. Oh, that was too loud for me then. Yeah, that's it for this Friday morning. I should be back with you tomorrow morning, 8:45 as usual, before I go and have my flu injection. Injecting against all diseases. All diseases. I will be injected Thank you very much, and I'll see you again tomorrow morning around about 8:45. Wish me a safe journey. Okay, have a nice day. Very wet, very windy. I hope those of you with wigs don't lose your hair. But if you do, just go and buy another one. It's easy. That's what that little footballer does. Wayne Rooney loses his hair. He just goes and buys some more. Hablam in marvellous. Goodbye.